A 19-year-old's not a kid to you, okay? I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old to me. It's all the fucking same, dude.
Ooh, that didn't age well, considering the person he was trying to get with was 19 and now he's 35. Bro, so what does that mean? So if at 27 or 28, a 19-year-old is 15, so that's a -4, but a +9. So now you're 35. 35 would be a +1 plus 15, that's 16. So -16 would be 3. So at 35 years old, a 19-year-old should be a 3-year-old in Destiny's eyes. Just saying.
Now he's 36 and still talking to 19.
Oh, 36, sorry, 2-year-old. It looks like WillyMac's video on Destiny finally dropped, so figured we'd go ahead and give it a go, you guys.
I want to preface this video by stating that I was the only one that reached out to everyone involved in this story, and that the victims weren't just used by Destiny, but by YouTubers trying to frame themselves as heroes. One of them is still lying.
True. Pretty much everybody that came out, not everybody that came out, sorry, everybody who broke the story was most definitely, they were just trying to get clout off of it. They didn't have any care about Pixie or Cherry or anybody involved. They just wanted to throw it out there, especially Erudite. Like, y'all are snakes, bro. Snakes.
What he did. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I personally care about the victims either. I don't know them. However, I do have the basic human decency to not try and sabotage them. I pride myself on doing a good job, and this video is finally up to those standards. So enjoy! Destiny is a political streamer that has framed himself as a moral authority. I've gone on his shows, cited his appearances often when covering the Red Pill. He's framed himself as someone who's fighting for respecting women.
And you see,
I think there's an intention within DDG, from what I can tell, from what you say and what people say, to make women feel comfortable in this space. Is that correct?
There's an intention from me. There's probably an intention from part of my community.
He thinks teenagers...
And see, that's the reason, this is the real reason why it's like going down the way that it is because he made himself some moral pillar of, oh, we treat women right over here at DGG like he's some sort of a moral policer of people. Like, he went after all the Red Pill, was telling them how they should be living their lives, how they should be treating their women, how they should be loving wives and all this other shit. Meanwhile, the entire time behind the scenes, this motherfucker's sharing people's nudes, sharing sex tapes, sharing all of this stuff with just random fucking people, bro. Fucking 19-year-olds and shit, just so he could get his rocks off. Like, bro, come on.
Dating advice from him rather than their own stupid parents.
Oh, this is so bad. This was yeah. Destiny said it's better for minors to come to him and talk to him about sex than their parents because he's smarter than their parents. Like, did he say those exact words? No. But tell me that's not what comes off here.
You and start saying some weird stuff. You just sit there with this 13-year-old and then you start having conversations extended about them.
13, remember, Destiny is responding to him. This is his response to Abba from Abba and Preach, asking him if it was like, does he think it's better for him to be giving sexual advice to a 13-year-old girl than her parents?
Yeah, I have before. What do you mean? No, would I tell if a young person came up to me and they were asking me questions about some like boy problems or something? Yeah, I'd probably say, yeah, of course. What do you mean, about a 35-year-old man? Of course, I'm gonna have better advice for them than some random high school person. Yeah, of course.
Yes, better advice for them than a high school person. Sure, because it's all coming of age. You're still not related to them, dude. You still shouldn't be talking to some random fucking minor on the internet about their sex life.
15-year-old girl came up to me and she's like, there's some weird shit going on with a boy in my high school. I say, oh, no, don't talk to me, honey. Go ask another 15-year-old boy or ask your retarded fucking mom and dad who are going to tell you to never talk to any boys ever. No, what the why would I?
Dude, look at how defensive he gets about someone questioning whether or not a 13-year-old girl should be talking to him sexually, like, or about sexual shit. He's over here like, of course, that's mine. I need to be talking to her. I need to talk to her. Like, dude, chill. There is no reason why a 35-year-old man needs to be talking to a 13-year-old girl about sex. I don't understand. I don't understand this. And how people didn't latch onto this and like go after him during the whole Drake Millie Bobby Brown thing, because that's obviously what brought it up. The text messages between Drake and Millie Bobby Brown, when those got leaked. But it's like, dude, never in my life have I ever seen a person an adult this aggravated about being questioned on their relationship with a 13-year-old or a minor and it not be some EDP shit.
Girl came up to me and she's like, there's some weird shit going on with a boy in my high school. I say, oh, no, don't talk to me, honey. Go ask another 15-year-old boy or ask your retarded fucking mom and dad who are going to tell you to never talk to any boys ever. No, what the why would I not talk to a person? Wait, what?
Yet Destiny has a longer list of women he's had sexual interactions with that now hate him than any of these guys. Almost all of which have been labeled as crazy, unhinged psychos, liars.
Yeah, like
if somebody you're talking to says all their exes were crazy, they're the issue. Like, come on. Like, it's if you think every person around you is the issue, there's only one common denominator. You.
I can be a pretty cold motherfucker. And yeah, you know, me and Malene have problems, but I don't think I f***ed at all in this. I'm not running around screen sharing people's nudes, calling people ugly behind their backs while telling them I want to f*** them because they're like trying to go up on shows that I'm like a producer of.
But recent leaks showed Destiny sharing sex tapes of his past partners without their consent to a 19-year-old named Rose. And
because he just wanted a goon, bro. Like, that's crazy. And he needed his pills. He needed his Vyvanse or whatever the hell. Guys, just like Boblax needed to take his don't hate Tommy C pills, Destiny needed to take his don't illegally share nudes and videos of people that you're supposed to be protecting.
To get laid. I can't help but wonder, was there any truth behind their stories?
Things that's been done to me without consent or anything. that has been my past 5 years.
Then there's that.
Listen, guys, I know I've been pausing a lot, but once is out of the blue, right? How does it go? It's once is happenstance, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern.
How these stories broke, coming from 2 YouTubers, President Sunday and Beckett, who never reached out to the victim, were never given permission to share any of this.
Yeah.
Yet they did it anyway,
Yeah, Kmplxity kind of fucked us on our original video, or on our original coverage of this, but it is what it is, you know, that's on us. We should have been better about it.
Her in the leaks to the general public, framing her as a suicide baiter for saying she'd kill herself if her parents found out.
Pixie did the worst thing that someone in her position could do. Rather than seek legal recourse or make a public statement denouncing the violation of her consent and dignity that these leaks represented,
she was literally doing both of those things.
She seems to have ultimately chosen to try and profit from.
Although, Willie, you do also have to admit the fact that she wasn't just denouncing it. It took a while for her to do that. It was her, along with the people who were in the leak, constantly denying the fact that they were the ones in the leaks, which is what caused people to go ahead and dig even further into it. So you do have to add that in there. She did screw up in that regard, but again, you can't blame somebody for that. Like, who's gonna want, especially as a female who has you know, marketed themselves as somebody who didn't have to sleep their way to the top, or in her case, mid-entry level. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But again, like we've said and like we've continued to say, if you're a Destiny orbiter, it would take a lot of convincing for me to not believe that you just fucked them and that's how you got there. It's who he is. It's just who he is. It's how DGG runs.
By extorting Destiny.
This guy didn't even...
Yeah, extorting Destiny is wild. President Sunday needs to get impeached.
To understand the full story before making a video victim shaming her. While her parents certainly know now, thanks to Sunday's journalism, if she dies, she dies. A risk he's totally willing to take on behalf of making his YouTube video. After Pixie was forced to go public, she would have other women reach out saying they also had their nudes shared without their consent. One girl even claimed she filed a police report on Destiny for secretly recording them having sex, which if true is such a violation of another person's privacy. I genuinely hope he faces criminal consequences for it. This is not the first time this accusation has come up.
The way that Lauren keeps saying this is that,
and you know what's crazy? He's responding this, right? Lauren is the ex who has accused him, and both subliminally and as of recently outright accused him of recording women during sex without their knowledge. But there's also video of other people saying, I forget, because we even played it on when we were going over it with the DMs and stuff like that on Twitter. We played a video of Destiny, or of a girl that had slept with Destiny, and she came out and said like, oh, he recorded me without my consent and sent it to people, and that's how she found out.
Is implying that I'm like recording me people or recording me like sexual stuff or something like that. That's how she.
And that's you know what? That's something that I love right there. He's like, and like recording me like doing something like, I don't know, like maybe like it was just like she was implying this thing that I like, and it's like, bro, you're lying. Like, come on, man. You're you're scrounging for time to come up with an excuse, but
implies it. When Lauren says it over and over again, that's what she's referring to.
The response he gave on Reddit as well as in his stream come off as absurd, like he's the victim.
A lot of vulture culture streams tonight. A lot of
vulture culture,
card-hungry people that wanted to spend 12 hours reacting to this are going to be very disappointed, and I'm sure they'll have their own conspiratorial reasons for why I'm saying what I am saying.
His friends have all.
It's not conspiracy. It's not. Like, people can read between the lines. People can see the undertones, dude. You're not speaking because you know it's going to potentially be litigated. And if it is litigated, you don't want to have your foot in your mouth. The problem is that because of those DM leaks, you've already acknowledged that you've hurt her. You've already acknowledged that you broke her trust. You've already acknowledged that you sent it without consent. You've already acknowledged and admitted to the fact that the only thing that Destiny has been accused of at this very moment that he hasn't admitted to is recording sexual encounters without consent or knowledge. Okay, that's the only thing that people are still we have only accusations for, and no evidence, really, no circumstantial or hard evidence for it.
About him, his podcast host says he told his wife to leave him.
I'll say this also. I think Steven was a really shitty husband to Melina.
This Dan guy right here is fucking garbage. This is the dude who literally said, if I remember correctly, he said something along the lines of that he doesn't even care if Steven raped a person or killed somebody. Like, he doesn't care. He's on the Steven train. He's on the Destiny train until the wheels fall off. He doesn't care what the guy does. Just blatantly says it, which, you know what, to be fair, I'd much rather that be the case than somebody like Erudite pretending that they care about Pixie, pretending that they care about the situation when in actuality the only thing she cares about is getting that bag. And if I remember correctly, they're making like, isn't it like $10,000 a month on their fucking podcast or something? Like, she wants her money. She doesn't want to give up the luxurious lifestyle that she has. She probably likes Destiny, if not loves Destiny. Like, come on, this is definitely the guy that, like, if you look at this dude, he definitely gives off the tone of, oh, you there? That's cool. Where's my check to be quiet?
Okay, I'm coming out here saying it right now. I don't think Steve would deny it either, but it's not good the way that he was. Like, I talked with Melina a lot of times and she was crying and miserable and everything else. And Steve would say, what do you want me to say? I'm a selfish motherfucker. That's why I'm in the relationship that I'm in. He was like, you know, what should I do? Should I leave? And I'll tell you this, I never was like, I was never like, no, you should stay and make things out. I told her multiple times, like, listen, if you feel like this is an abusive relationship, get the fuck out of there immediately.
Acting like he's betrayed because nobody reached out to him.
I want to write up a list of all the people, actually, hold on. Because there were some people that messaged me to, like, figure out, like, what was actually going on.
Who would message you, Destiny?
Decided to do all this, like, crazy.
The leaks were out. There was no reason to message you. There was no reason to ask, hey, did you do this? Or, hey, should we get your side of the story? What would be your side of the story? What excuse could you potentially create in order for it to even remotely begin to dissolve your accountability for the things you did? Please, like... There's literally nothing he could say. Like, and even the things that he has said, like he made a Reddit post about it. He even said blamed his Vibant, that he was off of his Vibant for it. Like, there's a lot of other things that he's done, and none of it works. None of it does anything for him. There's no excuse for it. You've already admitted to doing these things. There's no placating this. There's no downplaying it. There's no nothing. It's out there. There's no reason for someone to go ahead and ask you about it. Okay. It would be like, if somebody ran a red light. You have footage of it. You got photos of it. You have eyewitnesses. You have the people that are there. You have the person whose car was T-boned. All of it. There's no reason. There's no necessity to talk to the person except for to get a blatant admission that they did it, so you can, like, skip all the hoopla, right? That's it. That's the only reason. It's not necessary, though, because there's just so much evidence that you did it.
Stuff about it. I just want to read off a list of those people. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, and that's all of them.
Good.
That was a little bit shocking as well, but okay.
So I reached out.
It's really shocking that like nobody reached out to me to like console me about making somebody want to kill themselves. Like, why did nobody talk to me, the famous guy, the cool person, the millionaire? Why was I left out of the discussion when I've already admitted to doing all of these terrible things? Like, Destiny, you're so self-absorbed, dude.
Confronting him, asking him pointed questions, and his answer.
Oh.
But shocking as well, but okay.
So I reached out, confronting him, asking him.
Okay, Willie Mac. Okay, so I have looked into the drama surrounding you as of late. I'm late because I was covering Tyler Oliveira in depth and it took a lot of time. I feel educated enough now to ask you some questions. These answers will be shown publicly. If you want me to redact any details or names, please. Okay, first one. I understand that people have threatened to sue you. Have you been served papers yet? Do you know if it's going to be civil or criminal? That's fair. Did you secretly record Sherry and share it with people? Have you ever secretly recorded somebody while having intercourse? Is there truth to you sharing images and videos of Melina without consent? I did not take her accusation seriously at the time, but now I feel it's relevant. Yeah. Pixie is claiming that she received countless messages from girls saying you sent them porn that did not have their consent of the people in it. Is there truth to this? How many other people? And then he links her Twitter post. You said if I needed to go on the sex offender list. Yeah, that was crazy. If I needed to go on the sex offender list, then I'm taking 20 other streamers with me. Is there other streamers who are sharing each other's dudes without consent that you are aware of? Is it worse than that? Exactly, dude. Oh my gosh. Whoops. And we're back.
Questions, and his answers were disappointing. So much so it made me wonder why he would want anyone to reach out at all. His enemies would use all of this to take victory laps on Destiny.
The only reason why he wants somebody to do it is because he wants to see who's in his camp. That's it. He wants to see who has his back. He wants to see who's going to try and probably sweep for him, considering the case.
Okay, I would say that I'm pretty confident that everyone who was featured in these videos also sent videos of them and other people as well. But nobody talks about that.
Okay,
most definitely.
Classic, I just made up a no you defense, but that's cool.
Hassan is getting a W over the guy who was trying to get him banned for the past 3 months.
Which is crazy. Imagine giving freaking Hassan a W. It's this, like, Destiny has gone full 360 on the wins that he's accumulated over the years. Imagine that your one mistake, the one outing, right? Like this just completely and utterly destroys his entire facade that he's had for years now. He's giving freaking W's to all of his detractors, everybody who's been saying that he's not a good person, that he's a wolf in sheep clothing, that he's a grifter, that he's a liar, that he doesn't actually respect women. Like he just lost. He gave all of that away. Destiny can no longer go into freaking debates. It's gonna be the exact same thing like when it got outed that he was how do you say that he was a cuck, basically, that he was a cuck. Let me just not get too graphic. So if he tries to go into another debate, a moralistic debate, people are just going to turn around and be like, dude, you literally illegally share sexual material of other people, like without consent. Who are you to even talk about morals?
Destiny would throw away all of his credibility because he wanted to goon. This is the sort of video I finish and I just want to shake my head in disappointment. For background information, all of these leaks are coming from a 19-year-old girl named Rose is Coming.
That kind of shit is literally f***ing disgusting. That he would try to trap a little girl and I don't want to be presumptuous. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if this upsets you because you're 19, or I'm sorry if this upsets you because you're 22 or something, right? or if you're some legal guy or whatever, you know? When you're 19, you're a little kid, okay? Now, if you're 22, a 19-year-old's not a kid to you, okay? I'm 29. A 19-year-old might as well be a 15-year-old to me. It's all the fucking same, dude.
Ooh, that didn't age well, considering the person he was trying to get with was 19 and now he's 35. Bro, so what does that mean? So if at 27 or 28, a 19-year-old is 15, so that's a -4, but a +9. So now you're 35. 35 would be a +1 plus 15, that's 16. So -16 would be 3. So at 35 years old, a 19-year-old should be a 3-year-old in Destiny's eyes. Just saying.
Now he's 36 and still talking to 19.
Oh, 36, sorry. 2-year-old.
This Rose person rather get hacked or leaked the videos herself. We still don't know for sure. And all of these people's most embarrassing moments
pretty sure leaked it herself.
Cemented online. Now it's worth noting that Destiny didn't share these images because he wanted to embarrass anyone. He was trying to goon with Rose.
Just because of some legal age of consent, whatever bullshit, I have about as much in common with like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old freshman in school as I would a fucking sophomore in high school. Any type of inclination towards any of those people is really fucking weird.
I'm listening to
really weird. Yeah, he wants to turn around and try to funk a 19-year-old as a 35-year-old by sharing illegal porn material, illegal sexual material with them. You can't make this stuff up. Like it's one of those things where if you wrote a script like this, you took it to a producer, they would be like, well, no one's gonna believe this. Like, nobody's gonna believe that this happened. Like it makes it. It's one of those things where it's like everybody wants to see a quote unquote hero fall. Destiny was never the hero, though. Destiny was always a piece of shit. Like, this is one of the reasons why all of us, why a lot of people, when this broke, a lot of people were just like, okay, but like that's been known. Like, it's been known that Destiny doesn't respect women. Like, it's been known that Destiny illegally shares women's nudes and videos and stuff. Like, it's been known. The problem is just simply that people have been paid off. People are too scared to come out. And now that there's a massive spotlight on it, it's real. Like, it's outside of the insulation of the DGG community.
Of Destiny from last year defending himself from women saying that he's secretly recording them.
Lauren keeps like typing messages that make it sound like I'm secretly recording people having sex. That's what it sounds like.
And then, oh look, what am I seeing on Twitter? This girl named Sherry saying Destiny secretly recorded her and shared it with people. One of the leaked DMs is Destiny showing audio of a dude he hooked up with, saying this just ended with...
See, these are DMs that we didn't know about. Holy Jesus.
Shared it with people. One of the leaked DMs is Destiny showing audio of a dude he hooked up with, saying this just ended with him finishing. Again, audio's scuffed because my phone was in my pocket. It was...
Oh, with the sad face? Dude, no.
Saying this just ended with him finishing. Again, audio's scuffed because my phone was in my pocket. It was in your pocket? Was it there because he didn't know you were recording?
That's a fair question, man. He's got accusations. Like, if you're going to be recording a sexual encounter, you're going to want, whether it's audio, video, whatever, you're going to want the best quality possible, right? I'm not saying go get a fucking camera and set it up on a tripod in 4K and all that. But what I am saying is, like, you're not going to put it in your fucking phone. Destiny definitely seems voyeuristic? Which is somebody who enjoys watching without anybody knowing, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But regardless, Destiny does seem that type of a freak.
Entire arc arguing with red pillars on boundaries with his wife and how you should treat women. These videos were not shared with consent. One of the victims was Pixie, who heavily trusted Destiny. She described herself as extremely sexually inexperienced and sheltered. I had multiple long conversations regarding consent and boundaries with Destiny. Has all of these conversations about consent and boundaries and then does this without consent. Amazing.
And see, this is why we say that. Like, there's no way for you to look at... If you have a functioning brain, there's no way for you to watch Destiny's content and think to yourself, this guy respects women. I'm sorry. I'm really, if you thought that, I'm sorry. You're just, maybe you were drinking the Kool-Aid too much. Maybe you had this infantilization of a perfect person in the world, whatever it might be. Dude's a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit. He's never not been a piece of shit. And he's only become more of a piece of shit. The more money he's made, the more women he's slept with, the more men he's slept with, the more people around him. Destiny has never been a good person. Like, never. I don't, like, even from the beginning of when he started. Just look at the way he became famous, by going after people and attacking smaller people. Then once he started getting larger, he started attacking other people. And the way he debates is just to railroad a person. That's it. So obviously he's going to do that to just people normally. And he's even said it himself. He has power over people within his orbit. So if he wants something from them, the pressure will be on them to give it to him, with the fear that they could be kicked out of the orbit. It's true.
The fact that Destiny didn't maliciously share these videos might matter legally. That will have to be determined. But
intent does matter in court of law, but intent doesn't necessarily matter to people to 12 jurors if they're all pissed off.
Doesn't really matter for the victims, now does it? Their nudes are out there for their parents, employers, and friends to see. The leaks happened in November. By the end of December, Kiwi Farms, as well as many other creators, knew who the participants were. There were group chats talking about it. The most prominent victim in this story, Pixie, confronted Destiny about sharing her nudes without consent. I'm super sorry, there's literally zero excuses. In DMs, Aaron wrote to Destiny, "You didn't leak it maliciously, you distributed it non-consensually." Yeah, I know, I have severely damaged her. Confirming yes, he did do this, making him come off like a complete fraud. He has,
which is crazy too, because he even freaking tweets, "Oh, I didn't admit to anything." Bro, you literally admitted to sharing this stuff without consent. Like, oh, Destiny, you're a piece of shit.
Of content telling people how to live their lives, that they have no moral standards. Meanwhile, he's going on trips to Israel with his friend Lonerbox while pocketing nudes of a girl he was having a thing with. There's a video of Pixie's dad thanking Destiny for being a good friend.
First of all,
okay, Pixie again. Got the 4 head, the 5 head. Pixie looks like a trans man. I'm sorry. She does. Like, Pixie, I'm not like, not to hate you or anything like that, but like, dude, Destiny of all, see, this is how you know it's just about power at this point. And I'm not trying to be mean here or anything, but like, when you're just casting a net and taking everything and anything you want, it's just gluttony. If you don't have like a set standard for what you're going to be with or who you're going to sleep with or anything like that, you're just basically another notch on the belt. That's a very toxic way to live. That's a very short-sighted way to live, because eventually, like Appa said in their video, or in his video calling out Destiny, you never know, you might get hit with that ninja punch. You might start walking around and next thing you know, you're MJ, you know?
For being a friend to my daughter.
Yeah, no problem.
She doesn't have any friends.
That's not true.
No, she has a shit ton of friends.
Oh, poor dad.
But she appreciates your friendship.
Cool.
And I appreciate that you are friends.
Thanks. Well, I try my best. I'm a friendly person, you know.
Bro, this is painful to watch. Pixie is talking to Kyla here. They're friends, but Kyla has a conflict of interest. Her and her husband moved from Canada to work with Destiny. They uprooted their whole lives for this. Pixie emphasizes Steven has to face the consequences proportional to his actions. I want this to be the most expensive mistake.
Proportional to his actions, like, he should be put in the same situation then. Not leaked, but he should be put in the same level of exposure
Of his life. I'm essentially asking him to punish himself in a way I don't think he will or agree with without the law getting involved. I don't have a dollar amount from the top of my head. It just has to be enough for the rest of his life. If he thinks of the word nude, he associates it with the amount of money he lost. $1 million.
See, now having like gone through the drama and everything, that even spiteful, that text message, while spiteful, is fucking hard hitting, is baller, and 100% can understand it here, you know, within the context of having all the information.
Is a price that gets thrown around in later DMs, and upon reading that, me and a lot of other people initially laughed, but then I thought about it. If somebody leaked my nudes, I would want their head. I can't have that, so $1 million from a millionaire sounds fair enough. Kyla then starts to look like she's protecting Destiny in these messages. It wasn't clear to me before that this is what you wanted specifically. My understanding is it was more of a sense of rehabilitation. Now, this was only one leak. You know how many times he's probably shared these nudes?
This goes back to what we were saying about Ariadne, about all of the people who've been sweeping for him. Yes, we can talk. Sorry, Willie, I didn't mean to pause on your face like that. But yes, we can talk about rehabilitation. I believe in rehabilitation. I believe in people being given the chance to change. We're not supposed to talk about this the very next day, okay? It's not like if somebody were to like kill somebody, right? And let's turn around and let's say like cops come out and you're you know, drunk driver, somebody crashes into you, your kid's dead and all that, and the cop comes up to you and he goes, well, you know, yeah, I know that this just happened, but like, they could change, you know, they could change. Like, I thought you guys wanted like rehabilitation. Let's set them up with, you know, AA program. Let's you know, let's not get the cops involved. Like I know I'm a police officer, but let's just let him go. Like, come on, you know, just we'll get him into a No, they were very swift to start sweeping for Destiny. They were very swift to start turning around and calling Pixie and Suicide Baiter. They were very swift to turn around and try to basically say, oh, well, Destiny's learned his lesson. No, he hasn't, because he's been doing this. He probably still is doing this.
not gotten caught, but Kyla's like, Pixie, you don't understand. He's super sorry. In an interview Kyla gave Tom, it comes off as her looking out for Destiny.
Just to me, like, recording somebody and then without their knowledge and leaking it is like a full-on, like it's a pretty like sexually invasive crime.
Yes.
Leaking somebody's nudes, I think, is also really bad. To be clear, I think it is really bad. But the issue is that I think it's fundamentally just a more common issue that people do. It's definitely, in my experience.
Guys, listen. People just share nudes all the time. I don't know what the problem is. Like, come on, guys. Just boys being boys. Come on, guys. It's locker room talk. We all share some nudes back and forth. You know, we get some titties. You share some titties. You know, that goes like what it is. Dude, it's crazy to have a woman be a woman in a position of power, a woman who is established and was put in a position of power by a man, naturally, is saying all of this. And it's even something that we've said before on the last live during I forget what it was, but I said something along the lines of the biggest detriment to a woman in the workplace is a woman in power. Not So Erudite is a perfect example of that, man. She came over. She's on a work visa. She is making hand over fist of money. And what does she have to do? All she has to do is just sweep for Destiny. Just keep on keeping on. Just drink the Kool-Aid and force it down everybody else's throat as well. This dumb fucking bimbo bitch is sitting here saying that, well, you know, Destiny might have done this illegal thing, but it kind of like happens a lot in the real world. Like it just happens way more than like rape. So like we should just let it go. Like just because, you know, it's not like he did the worst possible thing. He didn't kill anybody that we know of. He didn't rape anybody that we know of. He didn't record people without consent that we know of.
The first time that somebody has like leaked nudes, I think it's not okay. Like when you hear about like guys like showing other guys like tits that some girls shunt her, like I think it's gross, and there's a reason I don't look at.
I mean that's, you know, that's I agree it's less severe, but you know, this isn't a bunch of high schoolers, right? This is a 35-year-old guy who's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but a
35-year-old guy who reaches tens of thousands, if not millions of people, or tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, just simply by clicking go live. Okay, it's not different, or it's not the same. It's not the same as like two dumb kids in high school sharing it around. Like none of it's not equatable.
Morals are different, right?
Boys will be boys is a crazy statement coming from someone whose last video is about feminism. She's like, only if Destiny does the worst thing possible. Crazy statement coming from someone whose last video is about
Not So Erudite online politics have been toxic for women, bro. Of course, use everything you got, Erudite, because you sure ain't got a brain.
Only if Destiny does the worst thing possible will it matter to me.
The way I'm getting painted here is like really, really far from.
Hey yo, shout out to Diorio. He covered the hell out of this. Shout out to Diorio.
And I don't really know why.
Damn, Turkey Tom's not subscribed to Diorio's main channel? Crazy.
You look like Ghislaine Maxwell.
I know.
Brutal.
Bro, the fact that she says she knows is insane. Oh yeah, I know I looked like the madam to probably one of the more prolific pedophile ringleaders that there are in the modern day and age. I know that's what I look like, but that's just not what I am. I'm just a girl on the internet who's just so happens to be working for the person that I knew was illegally sharing nudes of this person who's also my friend. That's not me, guys. I didn't do anything wrong. I just decided to not help Pixie anymore after she actually wanted Steven to suffer some sort of consequence. See, Erudite was totally okay with it so long as Destiny didn't actually get harmed. And by Destiny, I mean her wallet.
That Steven showed accountability and a step-by-step plan on how he was going to correct all of this.
Basically, the moment that I saw like remorsefulness, accountability, and like a step-by-step plan of like how he was going to correct the issue.
Where?
That's when I was like, okay, I can still work with this person, because it's like the try and the...
Listen to that. The moment, this is all it takes for Erudite to decide, hey, you know what? My morals do have a price on it. You just need to show a tiny little bit of remorse and a step-by-step plan as to how we're going to make it better. So, hey, you know what? Destiny rapes somebody, just needs to show a little bit of remorse and a step-by-step plan on how to make it better. Kill somebody, step-by-step plan. Rapes a child, step-by-step plan. Rapes Erudite, step-by-step plan. Like, bro, you need to understand these types of things. If this person is doing all this shit and you're already creating the requirements for you to sweep for them, or you're already have in your head, like you're already deciding how far away the goalpost needs to be before you decide that this person needs to take accountability, you're fucking brainwashed. You're just a fucking puppet.
That matters to me.
What was his plan? Because all I saw was Destiny blaming his actions on being off of Vyvanse. Apparently, if he's off of his meds, he doesn't have to respect people's privacy. Interesting symptoms. I want to point out that Pixie stands by that Kyla was being a good friend despite how she comes off. It's worth acknowledging that. When this story hit the wider public, Destiny gave a statement on Reddit. He titled it "Legal."
And I'll argue, or not argue, I will also concede that throughout the entirety of this, Pixie has come out and stated that, hey, you know what? They believe that Erudite's been a good friend to him. She's been grateful for Erudite being in her corner. But at the same time, Pixie, okay, you also fell for Destiny's BS. You also fell for Destiny's lies. You also fell for all of that. And who has been teaching Erudite the last couple of years how to act and talk and think and be professional and all of these things? I'm just saying, if you got fooled by one, don't you think you could have been fooled by the other? Like, don't you see that? Don't, like, just the little thing to think about right there. Just the little thing to think about right there.
Beginning in mysterious ways. Such wow. Which shows how unserious he is about this whole thing. Like, what if he gets criminally convicted? Will he label that his prison arc? He says he had no intention of these images or videos leaking, and that he hasn't spoken up for the following reasons. He was going to...
Guys, I had no intention of getting caught, okay? Never did I think I was gonna get caught. Like, okay, I just want to be clear. I never thought I was gonna get caught doing this. Like, no shit. Oops.
Litigation, most likely against the hacker and sites hosting the leaks, and that he didn't want to bring publicity to the material. 3. I've been trying to move on from covering drama content as it has had an increasingly negative impact on those in my life. You want to move on? Now that the drama's about you, it's not fun anymore? People always act like they're above covering drama when they become the subject matter. 4. One person involved has expressed suicidal thoughts in relation to the matter, and I did not want to exacerbate the situation by talking about it publicly. Now that's a nice sentiment, but it's already all out there. The real reason he's quiet is because it's going through litigation. I can't help but roll my eyes when I read parts of this. I increasingly felt uncomfortable by the language being used regarding to financial punishment and wanting to teach me a lesson, along with constant references to the precariousness of someone's mental health. You're being punished. It's not supposed to be comfortable. You know it's bad when the top comment is, I wish my streamer watched horse porn instead.
Dude, it's just short stack goblins. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just short stack goblins.
To a woman as a horse.
I can't believe Destiny gave this guy a W.
Dude,
and his return stream wasn't any better, using the same song Dr. Disrespect came back with. Destiny's response is he since banned all the alleged.
He literally thinks this is how insulated and detached from the world Destiny is. He's doing all of this because he literally thinks that nothing's gonna happen, and probably a lot of stuff is like most things. Most likely, there's not a lot that's going to come from this, but Destiny is hoping that as long as he keeps that dumb mentality of just stream through it, his reputation will be able to recover. It won't. Nobody's going to forget about this. Nobody. Like the cuck stuff, that was everywhere. That was destroying him left and right. He was getting murked for it until the political tides started to change and more sexual openness and natures and stuff like that during the Biden administration had started to flow out. Then it kind of got, then people started coming, like, you know, you had the Rainbow Mafia started coming after people who were making jokes and stuff like that. So he got saved there. But we live in a time of the whole, you know, freaking they, them, z's, azuzes, and all that dumbassery. So because of that, this complete and utter break of trust and violation of trust, especially of a female, a young female, it's a nuke, bro. You nuked yourself.
From his community. He said, bro, if I need to go on the sex offender list, I'm taking 20 other streamers with me. Okay, lol W. Who are these 20 other streamers? Is there a Google Drive where perverts on Twitch upload other people's nudes? I repeat, how long has this been going on for? How sorry could he be? Not very if he's been covering for 20 other streamers doing the same thing. But then I'm seeing Destiny's co-host Dan on one hand disavowing Destiny for what he did, and then on the other hand threatening acquaintances.
If you're one of my coworkers out there, and you're making your little bit of a strong statement about how much you condemn Destiny and everything else, you better not let me find you doing something else and signing some other bullshit off for someone else, or you know, being weak. Because if that's gonna be the case, either be all the way in or all the way out. Okay, that's all I'm gonna tell you. All these half in the door motherfuckers, too much of a pussy to do anything else. Like, I get it, fine. If you're a content creator, you rely on this for your fucking life, then fine. Then off. Then say that Destiny's a pervert, all that type of shit, and go away forever. And that's what you should do, and off permanently. Same front there, I will say that I think that Steve has changed a lot.
This dude is a freak of nature, okay? The fact that he is so blatantly willing to turn around and say, yeah, he did all of this and he could do worse, and I'm still gonna stick by him. Wood chipper, bro. Fucking wood chipper, like the rest of your kind.
Over the last year, where he is not like that type of person anymore. You guys don't fucking you don't see it because you don't know who he is.
People don't want to hear about how much he's changed when this has all just happened.
But if you think that you're going to say a strong statement, say that you're not fucking with him right now, and come back in 2 months, you is what I have to say. You're worse than anyone. You're definitely worse than me. At least I'm honest about the situation. I've known the dude for 15 years. I can say that what he did was...
That's not honest. Well, yeah, you saying that you're not going to condemn him, that is honesty, sure, I guess.
He knows what he did was fucked up. He knows that he has to change, and he knows he's going to have fucking consequences for it. But for fucking you're just a fucking weasel. All these motherfuckers that did this whole shit, all the way in, all the way out. Any of these motherfuckers try to come back in after they've done their little strong weasel statement doing it? That noise.
How do you know he's changed, Dan? Did you know he was doing this?
Of course he did.
It's such an odd statement. How is Dan playing both sides this hard? So unless you stand by Destiny, you can't ever engage with him again. It's about to be a very lonely career. Abba called out Destiny, pointing out that this was always where his lifestyle was going to lead, and says that he has no respect for anyone he's intimate with.
I think that people look at some of the standard markers for trouble, and they, for some reason, project a ton of stuff onto me, but I think I'm living like one of the healthiest, fullest lives that I possibly could be.
You know, constantly having poor relationships with women over a long period of time, or in other situations, STDs, different things like that. Eventually that hedonism comes back to bite them in the life, and they also recognize they could have been investing that time a lot better.
Right. No, shut up, Melina, shut up, let him talk. What do you mean, constantly?
Well, it's not just that. Oh God, the pause. It's not just that. The other part of the hedonism is that you're obviously searching for something that you're not finding within your own self. If Destiny literally had to have a fucking, let me not say literally, Destiny, the argument could be made that Destiny had to have an open relationship because he couldn't stop himself from cheating, or didn't want to stop himself from cheating. So because of that, because of the immoral the immoral portion of him and the lack of self-control made him do these things, it's very obvious there's something he's looking for that he can't obtain. He wants more. He's gluttonous because he has yet to be satisfied by something. By what? Don't know. Does it need to be a specific character? Does it need to be a specific person? Does it need to be a specific relationship? Who knows? Maybe he just is self-destructive. That's just all he is and all he wants to be. And if that's the case, fine, be that way, but don't portray yourself as somebody who's well put together. especially when you have blue fucking hair.
You do in life that's going to increase like your ability to like have fun or do like crazy stuff or whatever is always going to carry with it like the risk of death, right?
Absolutely.
Like you have no chance of dying by falling out of a plane unless you go skydiving, but that's not an argument against never skydiving.
But it is an argument against maybe skydiving 1,000 times.
Yes.
If you don't want to die that way.
Well, if you want to skydive 1,000 times, then you can skydive 1,000 times. Like what's
You're missing, and see, this is what I'm saying. Like Destiny very blatantly misses the point. What Abba is saying is, if you're afraid of dying from falling out of a plane, maybe you shouldn't skydive at all, let alone 1,000 times. That's what he's saying. It's the same thing with Destiny. Maybe if you don't want to have these toxic, terrible falling out, nuclear fallouts in a relationship, maybe you shouldn't be fucking every single thing that comes around you.
Damn, what happened to all the self-empowerment shit that you guys were talking about earlier? If your lifestyle choices are like, damn, I would never want to deal with like a crazy girl or anything like that, that's totally valid. I think that's totally fine. I accept that that's probably true for most people. But like, I'm okay with the trade-off on that for like all the benefits that I get. I like f***ing a lot of people. I like traveling a lot. I like doing drugs. I like my stream shit. That's like super fun for me. To be like, well, doesn't bad stuff happen sometimes so you shouldn't do it? That doesn't compute to me.
Or others, because I think the main thing with this is you have to think about the activity. The activity involves hurting others. Like even Destiny, as good as he is at what he does, probably could admit he's broken a lot of hearts. He's disappointed a lot of women. He's made a lot of people upset. It's not just how he feels about it. When you involve other people in this kind of pursuit of pleasure, other people get hurt as well. I'll stand by what I said at the beginning. I don't feel bad for Steven whatsoever because he knew what he was getting into. He was brazen.
Shout out to Abba for this, man. He didn't have to come out with this. He didn't have to do it, but he stood on business, 10 toes down. Like I always say, he said it to Destiny's face. He ain't no coward about it. And he put it on wax when he tossed it on his own, when he tossed it on their channel, bro. Fucking baller.
When he was warned, when he said, hey, this is a bad idea, this is a bad lifestyle, he said, I don't care, I want to have fun. It's fun for me. That's why I like these mentally ill women.
He's had this public view for years. But no, guys, Dan and Kyla says he's changed in the past month.
If you're currently hanging out with like a streamer that does like denial all day, every day, or that has someone on a DUI or something along those lines, like it's going to be, once we find that out, I think that's like going to be kind of a rough one to be like why you threw someone under the bus just for clout.
Such a weird threat to throw out there to try and keep people in line. Well, I've hung out with a person who got a DUI, Dan. What are you going to do about it? So I reached out to Destiny for some clarification. There's no point in even reading them to you because he copy and pasted the same response to every question. That he doesn't want to
Which just goes to show you how little, just like WillyMac said earlier in the video, him copying and pasting these replies to people just goes to show you how little respect he has for the situation, how little he cares about the situation, how little responsibility he takes in the situation.
Farther until he's past litigation. He clarifies, I'm aware that these answers are super unsatisfying, and it sucks it looks super guilty for me to respond this way. And even this might be saying too much, but any statement that I make could become part of a record for any court case, for any number of things that are foreseen and unforeseen to me right now. And there's a possibility that I say something that feels true, but ends up not being true in the future. He then gives an example on how seemingly throwaway comments can lead to big consequences in court. He's right, because honestly, what is he supposed to do? Incriminate himself? He's going to let the legal process play out. So I asked Destiny if there was any false narratives being pushed, and if there was anything he wanted me to say that wasn't already public. He replied with people validating prior individuals who are insane, despite there being no evidence to validate them, is crazy conspiratorial nonsense. I assume he's talking about Mr. Girl's document, where he lists every girl who has ever had a problem with Destiny. Destiny continues, there's obviously multiple affected parties, but it's rich that all of these people who cry about cancel culture and innocent until proven guilty have no problems making the most insane assumptions about a man, and have no problem engaging with people who are insanely toxic when it comes to male victims of any kind of weird sexual shit. He defended himself a bit more on Twitter against Nick, saying, I didn't admit to anything. Meanwhile, you can just read the messages where Destiny says, yeah, I know. I've damaged her severely. Nobody cares about you being the victim because you caused all of this. There is no expectation for Kiwi Farms being the good guy. They have the leaks because you shared them with Rose.
And that's the other thing that we were talking about too. That's the other thing that we were talking about too. Like Destiny was there. It came out that Destiny was thinking about freaking suing Kiwi Farms. Listen, all shit to Josh Moon, not all shit, but Josh Moon, that nigga. Okay. All shout out to him. That's not happening. You can't go after a freaking, or you can go after a hosting website, but you're not going to win. Just like nobody else was fucking won against Kiwi Farms in the past when they tried suing them. There's very few hosting websites that will get taken down because of somebody being shared on there or something being shared on there that shouldn't be, or morally shouldn't be, not legally shouldn't be, who knows? But at the end of the day, you're not gonna win, bro. What are you really gonna do? What do you like? Just like Pixie has very little recourse legally to Destiny, Destiny has even less recourse towards Josh Moon and Kiwi Farms. And even then, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get it taken down, and it's just gonna go up. And 24 hours later, you spend all that money just to get it taken down for it to go up again. Like, come on.
Say that people named Lav and Kelly Jean have been
once it's out there, it's out there. The internet is forever.
Distributing his nudes, revenge porn in the literal truest sense. How many crazy women are part of this guy's life? At what point can I victim blame him? Ryan Beard's telling a story about how some girl named Anna is stalking you, and your solution was to sext her.
He did stalk me.
That she locked. Okay, then why are you sexting with her still?
We're cool. We've been cool for a year, Max.
Okay, so you acknowledge that you've been sexting with her for a year.
Yeah, we've had on and off, sure. Max, can you acknowledge that I haven't said anything bad about her for a year? I've said we've been fine. I've said that over and over.
The last time I talked to you about her, like 2 weeks ago or 16 days ago or something, you said that she locked you in the basement of her mind and it was a traumatic experience for you. Locked you in the basement of her mind.
In the past. In the past, Max.
Oh, okay.
Why? Tell me, Max, why hasn't Anna come forward with any of this information now? Can you tell me, or do you want me to tell everybody why?
Here we go.
I don't want to speak on her behalf.
Okay, I will. It's because she said she literally wants to remain friends with me.
He had his whole community feeling bad for him being stalked as he was doing this. There are parts of streams where he's condemning people for sharing nudes non-consensually.
Yeah, you know, me and Malene have problems, but I don't think I f***ed up at all in this. I'm not running around screen sharing people's nudes.
Bro, this shows that he knows.
Well, I mean, technically, he's not wrong. He didn't screen share their nudes. He just sent the whole thing to them. That's all, guys. Like, it wasn't screen shared like in a Discord. He just blatantly sent it to them full force so they could have it.
This was bad. He was using this to expose someone. The embarrassing part about this drama isn't that a video leaked of Destiny sucking an Oscar Mayer, it's that he's thrown away his credibility. He comes off like a fraud. We did speak in the off-the-record voice call. It was not recorded, and he was giving off the vibe that things might not be what they seem, but because of litigation, I couldn't know what he was referring to. I certainly couldn't just blindly believe him. You look at his social media, and he's memeing about the whole thing, posting himself dressed as Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, Dan and Kyla, you're right. Destiny's totally rehabilitated and remorseful over this whole thing. It's very obvious. So is Destiny's career over because of this?
Hopefully.
Well, if Tim Pool can frame himself as a patriot while secretly taking Russian money, Vosh can say Lolly.
Dad, that's crazy. If you don't know the story of Tim Pool, all right, let me just go over here real quick.
Rehabilitated and remorseful over this whole thing. It's very obvious. So is Destiny's Vosh can say lolly because of this. Well, if Tim Pool.
So Tim Pool, he addressed the allegations of a company that were associated with had been published videos with messages in favor of Russia, blah, blah, blah. He got paid by a Russian company to promote Russian propaganda and painted himself as a patriot. It's crazy. They got banned. They need to be on a list. Like Listen. I know everyone wants to say 1488 and all that crap, but if you are in America on an American platform or just America in general, if you should not, there should always be consequence for the promotion and dissemination of misinformation against the country in which you reside in by foreign entities. Okay, I don't care about anything else. In this specific little area of what we're talking about with Tim Pool, you need to be on a fucking list at that point, because if Snowden is on a list, you need to be on a list.
Frame himself as a patriot while secretly taking Russian money. Vosh can say lolly makes you a pedo while having a folder full of lolly. Hassan can frame himself as more credible than the media while reporting every story wrong. And Tyler Oliveira can pretend to be a journalist while just making up stories on the spot. Then why wouldn't Destiny recover from this? Let's be honest, the real punishment is Hassan will bring this up every chance he gets.
I can't believe that there are still Destiny fans.
Yeah, he's gonna turn. They're already framing like H3 saying, "Oh, Destiny Ghost Row H3's content nuke. All he's doing is taking stuff off the DGG subreddit. Blah 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 blah." Like freaking what's her face? What's the twin airbags? What's her dumb name? Fucking Denims. That airbag. Denims and Frogan and Mike from PA and Hassan are all using the same talking points, saying that like the H3 podcast is the H3 content nuke is just rehashing stuff from the DGG subreddit. So you already know that this victory lap that this victory lap that freaking Destiny has given these idiots is it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. If you thought you were annoyed with Hassan in 2024 and that gaggle fuck of retarded pieces of shit, then get ready, because 2025 is we really thought people were going after him and getting him down, like knocking him down a peg with all of the stuff coming out. But Destiny just had to turn around and be like, yo, hold my morals. I gotta go fuck shit up.
In here, he kind of made you, though. Why you so ungrateful? He brought you in, no. Why not just talk it out, bro? He was your friend at one point. Dude, I don't know if you understand. We're having a conversation about this dude serially making sex tapes of the people he sometimes consensually and sometimes non-consensually records and is unconsensually sending to other people that he wants to fuck. And you're like, why don't you become friends with that guy again? I don't know, because he's gross.
And Hassan is totally right. You know how hard that is to say? Again, if you're a left-leaning political viewer, your options are cooked. But seriously, it seems like if you have a political audience, you could get away with anything. You have Joe Biden's millionaire drug-fueled son getting pardoned after he said he wouldn't.
Well, it's not just that, okay? It's not just that. If you have people who are unwilling to do the research on their own, then it's easy to remain within the political sphere, because a good majority, I'd say about 80 to 85% of people, and this is just my personal opinion, I have no logs, I have no nothing, let me just fucking PSA real quick, I have no evidence to prove this case, to prove what I'm about to say, I am just saying it. I believe a good majority of 80 to 85% of people who are involved in politics don't know shit about it. Don't research it. Don't do anything about it. Don't know anything about it. Don't spend the hours. Because if you truly want to get into politics, that shit needs to be your motherfucking life. That needs to be your day, your morning, your noon, your evening, your night, your breaks, your fucking on the toilet, just reading, like, because it changes so fast. There are so many different players, even in just freaking small town politics, you know? So because of that, the people who watch Hassan Piker, people who watch Denims, people who watch Frogan, people who watch any other political streamers, Destiny, Mike from PA, people who watch any political streamer whatsoever, they are relying on that figurehead to give them the information and a digestible and a quick synapsis and in a digestible synapsis. God damn it. I promise I'm not drunk. and because of that, it's so much easier to disseminate misinformation and lies because you're a trusted source by this person who's not going to go and do the research themselves. Because why when they have somebody to break it down for them, or supposedly?
And Donald Trump, our current sitting president, was part of an electoral scheme. But no, this is when political audiences finally take a stand. Sure, these audiences will excuse everything because they think the ends justifies the means. Hearing Lonerbox lay out his 2025 aspirations is hilarious until you realize how true it is.
I look forward to some time coming back when I can like brand myself as the only remaining political streamer who doesn't have doesn't have sex scandals and doesn't support terrorists. For some reason, it's always one or the other.
They're very musical people. Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this? This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shoot. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their like.
And what's funny is like this is obviously was in the H3 content nuke, which we reacted to, and if you and on Monday, we have another portion of that video coming out. I don't know if this is going out on Sunday, which is tomorrow, or on Tuesday. So regardless, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy how much Hassan loves terrorists. It's crazy how much he hates America, hates Jews, loves terrorism, loves rape, loves murder, loves genocide, loves killing of the innocents. It's just crazy. It's crazy how much he loves this. And it's even crazier. You want to know what's even fucking crazier about it is the fact that if you just put like the word Houthi or Hassan in your fucking title, that shit immediately goes yellow. Okay, it immediately goes yellow. And if you don't know what that means, it means it goes limited ads, because I put that video out and it said something along the lines of Hassan loves Houthi pretty boys. That was the name of the title. Okay, Hassan loves Houthi pretty boys. Okay, Immediately limited ads. As soon as it uploaded, didn't even have time to go through the checks. Like how in the bro, immediately. God, it's crazy.
Their actions all the time.
Yeah, they're militarized action.
When I looked at it, I think the vibe that I got was like short stack, thick kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Short stack and
like
thick.
The way
short stack, so like the size of a kid, and thick. You fucking disgust, bro. Wood chipper is all I can say. That's all I can say, or else this is gonna get age restricted. This is gonna be gated. I'm trying, motherfuckers, I'm trying. Oh, it's so good that this isn't live. Cause fucking, bro, it has been a week of stupid shit.
Like goblins get drawn in porn.
The fuck?
Niggas press their luck in, they get a butt fucking straight up the ass raw dog with the rash.
Destiny was objectively wrong for this and deserves all of the backlash. I think
Willy definitely took from H3, from equals 3 when it comes to doing transitions.
Important to acknowledge.
And you can't convince me otherwise, Willy. You can't, sorry.
That the people who exposed this story were not looking out for the victims at all. In fact, they were actively working against their best interests. In comes President Sunday and Beckett. Neither of these people had direct contact with Destiny, Kyla, Pixie, or anyone else involved in this story. They never even tried to reach out, yet they were the ones who posted videos outing the whole thing. The only information they have comes from Aaron leaking all of Pixie's messages. They are only working with secondhand information. In Sunday's video, he says Pixie's silence was bought in exchange for Destiny paying for her law school, leaving all the other victims out to dry.
Pixie has since said nothing publicly. There has been no evidence of legal proceedings being pursued, and she has seemingly ceased communications with the people she was previously working with, instead posting on X about taking the LSAT in pursuit of law school. It appears as though her attempt to extort Destiny has probably paid off, albeit at the expense of every other person Destiny has victimized in the past and will victimize in the future.
His evidence for this is a single tweet of her saying she took the LSAT, as if you could just sign up and pass this test within a month. So at this point, my mind...
I mean, let's be realistic. Damn, my pause game is strong. I am sorry, Willy. Let's be realistic here, though. Can we, for 100% say that Destiny has paid people off or has made things go away? No. Can we say that there's issues that have occurred that have very quickly been resolved that would make someone believe somebody got paid off or somebody got swept under the rug? Absolutely. Does he have enough money to pay people off? Yes, he does. Does he have enough influence to make people afraid of coming out? Yes, he does. Can he be intimidating enough to make people not want to come out? Yes. Not him, obviously. Dude's a fucking wet paper bag. So, but just the platform, the psycho terrorists under him. And I do say terrorists because they are fucking psycho internet terrorists. Okay, I'll say internet terrorists, not actual terrorists. God, this video is not going green. I'm gonna have to fucking beep everything. Anyways, that's what that's what people are afraid of. Okay, that's where you can make these accusations, or not accusations. That's where you can make these assumptions. Yes, assumptions. Don't make accusations off of a false idea.
Blown that
loose idea. Sorry.
Without a victim for a 100K view video while the victim was still discussing their options, and then determined their silence was bought over a tweet. No need to confirm anything. So I reached out to Pixie to try and confirm if she ever talked to Sunday or Beckett about this. Pixie has pursued litigation against Destiny. However, she did let Lonerbox, who she's dating, provide some details.
Did President Sunday reach out to Pixie one time to see if he could go live with this video or to confirm that the draft was canceled or anything like that?
No, he didn't.
It is so incredibly selfish of Sunday and Beckett to insert themselves into a situation where they take agency away from Pixie. Because one, she's pursuing legal action, and you guys making this public gives Destiny ample time to delete evidence, while Pixie's team was still building their case. I know I look smart enough to come up with that point myself. I'm not, so take that how you will. 4 days before Sunday released his video, he had a conversation with Nick acknowledging that Pixie was suicidal over this leaking.
All I'm getting from this is she's really not going to want this to be public.
Yep.
She wants to hurt.
Oh, yeah. So this is coming from President Sunday recording Nicholas Diorio's conversation and then painting it as an interview as a way to go ahead and add validity to President Sunday's accusation that Pixie was nothing more than a suicide baiting blackmailer. Not a blackmailer. Did he say blackmail? Did he say she was blackmailing him? Whatever.
She doesn't want this to be known. that she's done this, and this is her.
Yeah.
And she desperately doesn't want her family to know. And if I cover it, there's a good chance they will find out.
Oh, 100%. Why do you think I haven't covered this at all? Like that's my principal issue.
Yeah, that's
is like here.
That's my principal. Yeah. That's my principal issue. Don't want the fam to find out. Then, a couple of days later, President Sunday's like, guys, it doesn't seem like Pixie wants to go after Destiny, so I'll just have to do it myself. I'm gonna just have to force her to come out and talk about this thing that she really doesn't want to talk about. Geez, what's kid? Oof. Yeah, you don't ever really want forced a woman to do something. Label. Then that's one label you really don't want attached to you.
Here's the thing: if anything happens to Pixie in the foreseeable future,
it all drops.
Well, he will actually be destroyed. Then that will be insurmountable. Not destroyed. He'll have his channel. He'll have his audience, but there will be no
politics.
The media company dream will not be a thing. So
it should crumble. Honestly, it really should. DG and Destiny's entire network and system should crumble because it was completely built on fallacy. It was built on the idea that Steven was somebody who of moral stature and moral fortitude. And his policing of the internet and other people trying to tell them how to live. He built his entire network off of that. It just crumble. That's just it. Like, that's my personal opinion. I don't think anybody should go after his sponsors or anything of that nature. I just feel like his own fans should be the ones to leave, should be the ones to crumble it. But unfortunately, when you have people like Destiny, people like Hassan, people like Vosh, people like these political places, they're so incestual and so isolated that they just breed more fucking idiots. That's it. They just breed more people who want nothing more than to believe that their favorite streamer could never do anything wrong.
He's getting excited over.
And even if they did do something wrong, they're like, but at least it wasn't this. And then when that happens, they're like, okay, but he didn't do this. And then when he does that, they're like, okay. But he didn't do this. And then when he does that, they're like, okay. I don't really care. Like, just say that at the beginning.
Idea of Pixie killing herself and it ending Destiny's career. This dude sounds like a psychopath. In fact, during his call with Nick, he gives a hypothetical saying as much.
Here's the thing. Let's assume I was a psychopath, and I'm not. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody saying these things would be enough to deter me. Let's assume I was a psychopath. Let's assume I published this.
President Sunday talks with Nick. They both agree that going live without the victim's consent is a bad idea, and President Sunday does it anyway. Actual psychopath behavior. President Sunday's justification for this was that Pixie was engaging in extortion against Destiny.
Fortunately, Pixie did.
And I wouldn't even call it psychopathic behavior. What I would call it is selfish, self-centered, self-righteous, self-indignant, fucking hypocritical, he's fucking massive hubris. I mean, it's like, dude, you're over here saying and agreeing with Nick in order to just give him what he wants to hear in the hopes that he'll say something that will really... Let me find my words here. In the hopes that Diorio will turn around and say something that you can latch onto, maybe put a clip of it in the beginning of the video, maybe title your video like it. Like, you're hoping that he gives you that little magic bullet that will add a level of credibility to your video, to your hate campaign that otherwise wouldn't be there because you're small. You are smaller, you're insignificant in the grand scheme of things. it's just all about optics with these types of people. All they want to do is clout chase and get to the top by any means necessary. And people like that are incredibly dangerous and self-centered. Any means necessary should only be reserved for the most dire of situations. And having been in the military, having been a Marine, having understood what that means, there's even getting a little too worked up. Understanding what by any means necessary is a level that most people will never come to in their entire life. Okay, when these people do things and just blatantly and willfully disregard the health and well-being of those around them, they are tantamount to dictators.
Worst thing that someone in her position could do. Rather than seek legal recourse or make a public statement denouncing the violation of her consent and dignity that these leaks represented, she seems to have ultimately chosen to try and profit from the situation by extorting Destiny.
I don't understand how Pixie discussing what her next step is or what the correct form of punishment should be equaling extortion, because that's how most civil cases start. Destiny even says in a statement on Reddit that Pixie at no point made a specific or explicit request for compensation. So I asked President Sunday, did you talk to a lawyer, or is this just your layman interpretation of the law? Because let's be real, I don't think there's any way she gets charged for this. President Sunday says, yes, I spoke with lawyers I know. You know what their answer was? Obviously. I asked, can you link me to the statement from the lawyer you spoke with, saying these DMs count as extortion? And he says they were IRL conversations, so no. So I asked who the lawyer was because I would love to confirm this, and he
listen, President Sunday has the same lawyer that Dogpack and Rosanna had when covering the Mr. Beast shit, okay? They spoke to the same exact lawyer. I made it the fuck up. That's the lawyer's name at www.doesn'texist.com. Over on Bullshit Avenue. You just take a left right over there, go into the law offices of Doesn't Fucking Exist and Never Would Exist. Okay. You guys need to stop with this bullshit. Stop talking about third-party people that you know don't exist. Just say you didn't talk to anybody. It's better than you lying. It's better than you lying, because anybody with half a fucking brain knows that there is free consultation with some things. There's you could even, some colleges even have like open programs where you could talk to, where what's the word where paralegals go and you can sit in and listen to it, or you could even go into a courtroom. A lot of courtrooms allow people to just come in and listen and not experience, but for lack of better words, experience the court and the proceedings. Like, there's just so much information out there, and it's not illegal. It's not, client it isn't like lawyer client privilege or whatever the fuck it's called, right? Just stop lying. Stop saying you talked to the FBI. Stop saying you spoke to a lawyer when it's just obvious you didn't.
It's someone I know. Go find your own lawyer. It's so obvious to me that he's lying. You're telling me that you talked to a lawyer but didn't get any honor.
It's somebody I know. Go get your own lawyer. Bro, President Sunday. Dude. You're a fucking loser, dude. What are you, like, in your 40s, man? Come on. This is my lawyer. This is my lawyer. You'll go get your own lawyer. Why do I sound like Pennywise?
Statement for your video? Sure. To confirm it even farther, President Sunday did a stream leaking all of our DMs. His editor Kilo came forward exposing that President Sunday never talked to a lawyer.
He claims he's consulted lawyers about this. Originally, he told me, Kilo, you're not a lawyer. I was raised by one and took law courses in university. But then when he was talking to Aiko, she asked if he spoke to lawyers, and he said, I spoke to people who know lawyers.
Who did you speak to?
Several people I can't name, but just
lawyers,
trust me on this.
Lawyers.
Of course.
People who know lawyers.
But then, when he was talking with WillyMac, he said he spoke directly to lawyers, but won't mention who.
So Sunday is just lying. Lying to make the victim seem like a bad guy so he doesn't look insane for making his video.
Beckett of Krabs?
No, he's lying because he knows that it's not something that people can just fact check. That's the only reason why. He's lying for credibility, the same way he put Nicholas DiOrio in his video for credibility, the same fucking way that he went ahead and painted Pixie as a clout goblin and a suicide baiter. It's all for fucking publicity. It's all for credibility. It's all that it's for. Him saying, "Oh yeah, I spoke to a lawyer," is the same exact thing as freaking Rosanna and Dogpack saying that they already got the A-OK from the FBI to put out potential CP. Okay? It's all the same. They're all lying ass pieces of shit.
Self and President Sunday sat down to present evidence, put together a timeline, and establish what the mission of the project was. I was a little anxious, but also excited to learn what President Sunday had, and I wanted to find out what the justification was for coming out with the story, the nuke. But we started the meeting, and after only about 10 minutes, I interjected. Sunday didn't have a nuke. I'm not even sure Beckett had much of anything. And the only real reason for publishing that was given to me was that because Pixie was supposedly trying to extort Destiny, she was somehow implicated in the cover-up efforts by Destiny and his associates, and therefore had forsaken her right to privacy? Or something like that? I don't know.
Sunday does every stream in front of a wall of books, draws himself sitting on a pile of books. He's so knowledgeable, repeatedly calling me stupid in DMs for asking straightforward questions. Meanwhile, he's comfortable just making things up because he's above saying, "I don't know," or "I could be in the wrong." The dumbest people I talk to seem to think they're geniuses. Just a pattern I'm recognizing. He's lying about being an intellectual the same way.
Dude, this guy reads, "I work at a library, so I know more than you." Look at him. Come on. Tell me he doesn't look like, he doesn't have the disheveled, you know what he looks like? He looks like freaking Johnny Depp from the movie Secret Window, where it's about a writer who killed his wife and forgot about it. Like he, if I remember correctly, he's like a disheveled writer. His wife went missing or something of that nature. And in like a split psyche moment or something, he like killed his wife or something like that. Like, I forget exactly the storyline and the plot, but there's a scene in the movie where he's like standing in front of the door, just completely disheveled and sad and heartbroken. It looks like he hasn't showered in a couple of days. I hope I'm remembering the right movie. I'm pretty sure I am. And he looks exactly like that. Dude looks like he doesn't shower. Looks like he just sits there. He gets up and he just lives in a freaking shower robe the entire time.
Lied about talking to a lawyer. I'm not convinced he could read Dr. Seuss. He's malicious. He's acting like a psychopath. He outed a victim's story when she was working on the court case. Slandered her.
An American citizen who finds themselves a victim of revenge pornography has several valid actions they can take.
Like not wanting to say anything.
Number 3. First, they can seek legal recourse. Second, they may make a public statement denouncing the person who leaked the materials and violated their consent. And in fact, this can be done in conjunction with the first option I mentioned. And finally, they can choose to do nothing. They can stay silent and hope that it all blows over.
I mean, they could also do other things too. Like they can go behind the scenes to leak it out and to have go and coordinate with other people. There's just so many different things. It's not just so black and white with just, there's only 3 things that can be done.
And this is their right. But Pixie did not do any of these.
She was literally in the middle of doing nothing. And then she decided to, after doing nothing. Well, okay. Hold on. She lied and said it wasn't her when she knew damn fucking well it was. Okay, so we cannot ignore that. We cannot ignore that. Saying it wasn't you when people very obviously know it was you is just setting kerosene on a fire. Secondly, bitch was wanting to do nothing about it, was forced to lie about it, and then was forced further to come out about it, and then turned around and decided she wanted to do legal action and speak out about it because she was forced to be out about it. Like, President Sunday could get these hats.
The first
in
2
Minecraft.
things, and then you robbed her of the third. But yeah, keep acting like the good guy. He's the type of person I hope never becomes a successful YouTuber. If you're
he's the type of person who should never have kids.
Why would you?
Let alone a significant YouTuber. Don't be in a relationship, Mr. President Sunday. Don't have kids. Don't have anybody rely on you. Don't have anybody depend on you. None of that, because you will fuck them over in any way, shape, or form you deem worthy if it means you get what you want. If you ever see this video and you disagree with that, I am willing to debate you to the ends of the earth and prove to you that you are wrong. Your hate boner for Destiny decided that it doesn't matter if this girl kills herself. Fuck it. Let it happen. You wanted a video.
want to share your story. He's shown it's going to leak, then people you've never talked to are going to publicize it. You will be vilified by them because they don't care about you or your legal case at all. If I had any advice for Sunday, it would be to apologize to Pixie and the victims, not just post a pinned comment half backtracking what you're saying. Also shower, get a haircut, go outside.
See, Willie can even see it. He looks like a freaking Discord dungeon troll, bro. Not even a Discord mod. He looks like a Discord dungeon troll.
Backtracking what you're saying. Also,
look at him. Look at this pudgy little fucking dude. And I know I'm a big guy, but at least like you could tell, like fucking I groom my hair, I do my shit. Like, come on, man. Like, get with the program, President Sunday.
Go outside. You aren't mature enough to cover these sort of things if you don't have basic hygiene. The video made by Sunday's former editor details the clown show that was this investigation. It's the most comedic tragedy I've ever watched.
With all due respect, I'm not sure you think you know what you're saying when you say you have to, because when you
I didn't say have to. I didn't say that. You said that. I said you have an expectation, and you said, well, I don't have to do that. And I'm not saying you have to do anything. I'm saying there's an expectation that you do this thing. When you're communicating with someone in private, they're expecting that you're not going to show that to other people without asking them first.
Okay, but if they're asleep, they're not expecting, are they?
If they're asleep?
They're asleep, yeah. If
Oh, President Sunday, you better save yourself, because it's sounding like it sounded a little bad right now. It's sounding a little bad. This sound like you doing a little, okay.
People are asleep, they're not expecting anything. They're kind of just out, right?
Are you trolling me right now?
No, I'm actually making a serious point.
The conversation.
Are you? What? I need to hear that again. What?
Expectation that you do this thing. Well, I don't have to do that. I'm not saying you have to do anything. I'm saying there's an expectation that you do this thing. When you're
right. If you're having a private conversation with a person, there's an expectation that you talk to them prior to leaking or sharing anything, and talk to them prior before recording anything.
Communicating with someone in private, they're expecting that you're not going to show that to other people without asking them first.
Okay, but if they're asleep, they're not expecting, are they?
If they're asleep?
They're asleep, yeah. If people are asleep, they're not expecting anything. They're kind of just out, right?
What in the Night Stalker ass fucking statement is that? What in the Ted Bundy ass what in the Green River Killer ass statement is that? What does that mean? Well, if they're asleep, they're not expecting it, right? They're not expecting it. They're not expecting it, right? Like, what in the hell are you saying, Mr. President? What are you saying exactly?
Trolling me right now?
No, I'm actually making a serious point.
The conversations he had with his editor are psychotic.
Why the f are you adding extra risks to this? We're already in enough danger as is.
Do you think we're in danger? I don't think
we are in tremendous danger. So you don't think, for example, if you said something that was able to be effectively spun by someone like Nick DeOrio that managed to get some traction that cast aspersions on my entire channel, that income plummeted, so I can't...
Bro, you casted aspersions on yourself when you put out a hit piece where the fucking victim didn't want to be outed. You are a piece of shit. You are a useless, failed YouTuber. You are a garbage human being. You are a man in a midlife crisis with neither the looks nor the money to obtain what you want, okay? You are a fucking joke of a man. You are a man by genitalia alone. You are a piece of shit. You are a wood chipper.
That doesn't affect you?
It's about me. How does this affect Sunday? How can I manipulate my editor into staying quiet? I also talked to Beckett, who worked somewhat with Sunday and dropped his video on the same day. Now, his wasn't nearly as bad, but he still went forward with the video knowing only secondhand information. Really thirdhand.
And that's really what fucked us up. The video was all over the place. You know, it was jumping from here to there, from there to this to that to do to da 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 da. It wasn't a concise story of events. It kept on going from, oh well, then Pixie said this to Stalingrad Straterite said this to President Sunday, and then what happened is Pixie said this to Erudite, and then Erudite said this to Destiny, but Destiny had already said this to Pixie, and Pixie had already said that to Destiny, and Destiny had already said like, this is the problem when this is what happens when the victim doesn't want to come out, and when people who are in the controversy don't want to talk about the controversy, you are drip fed information that you have to somehow magically put together and make it into a intelligible storyline, and it comes out as bullshit. It comes out either heavily skewed in one direction or the other, and it fucked us. It got us. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It got us. It definitely got us, and I'm fucking annoyed about that.
Because he's getting it from Sunday. Recognize you're getting your information secondhand. At any point, did you try to reach out to Pixie?
No, but
okay.
To be clear, this was a very brief period, a couple of days. I clearly did want to reach out to people. There was actually a conversation where I wanted to reach out to Lonerbox. Because I don't know Pixie.
But why did you reach out to Lonerbox?
I didn't.
I wanted to, guys. I wanted to. I just chose not to. I wanted to, but I didn't do it. I decided not to. Listen. You can toss it at us. You can say, "Oh, we didn't reach out. We didn't do this. We didn't do that." We're also incredibly small here. I'm gonna have to grab. I can't believe it fell right side up. We are incredibly small. Do you honestly think that freaking not so erudite Destiny, Pixie, any of them would respond to us on Twitter or whatever? We are filtering through the BS that was out there. You literally, okay, Beckett, you literally have people that you can get to, that you can talk to, that you could potentially get within these circles. There's you, President Sunday. I know Beckett, Xylee, Chris the Narc. They all know each other or know of each other. Like Nicholas Diorio, he could obviously, Sunday has the ability to reach out to Nicholas Diorio. Nicholas Diorio has the ability to reach out to Destiny and to Not So Erudite and to Pixie. I mean, like hell, even freaking Diorio had the ability to reach out to Rosanna during the Mr. Beast the Mr. Beast games that she lost, to apologize to her. Like, it's obvious you guys have the connection, you have the ability, you just didn't do it. Because had you done it, and you had recorded something and they told you specifically that they do not want you doing this, that would have been there. They would have had the ability to turn around and say, I told Beckett, I told President Sunday, we do not want them to put this out there. We do not want this to be plastered everywhere. We want to handle this behind the scenes, and that would ruin your reputation more than it already has, or more than your videos already have. Except for Cope and Seed. Beckett, you got fucking lucky. All right.
But that's partly because of what Loner had just done on the stream. I think that's a mistake, by the way. I'll own that mistake.
All right, maybe I paused Andy, but still, okay? But still, don't listen, okay? When it came to the whole Becky issue and the Becky, the laptop and all that, I fucked up. I said something. I said it as a matter of fact. I owned it. I turned around. I corrected I corrected my statement and showed the proof and the evidence that was out there, that was given to us by her. Ate the L. I hate eating crow, but fuck it. It's better than being wrong. It's better than lying. It's better than not being trustworthy. Okay. Still, don't just make an excuse. Just say, I didn't do it. I should have done it. I didn't want to do it because of X, Y, and Z. But here's the problem. You're saying you didn't want to reach out because of what Lonerbox did on stream. You still put the video out, and Lonerbox was saying he doesn't want to talk about it.
I obviously wanted to reach out to people. For instance, I went to FPS Diesel for an optics check on the DMs and what he thought. I was reaching.
Not involved.
To Nick
and Diesel, no less than Beckett and Sunday. What does going to them do? Realize why I'm so critical though of you and Sunday? Because hold on, you're telling me though. You're telling me though that this was done over a couple.
If you're understanding, if you are at this point in the video and you're like, wow, Kmplxity is really worked up. I despise despise being fooled. I despise being tricked. I despised my reputation, as small as it is, right? Even let's get off of YouTube and all that. I don't care. Like, just me and who I am in the real world, and in my profession, okay? Be your word is your bond. When you work in the blue collar field, and there's a lot of dangerous aspects to it, and you're out there 24/7, you're working with the crew and all that, or coworkers, you have to be trusted. Your word has to mean something, and that's everywhere, of course. But the more dangerous the job is, the more responsibility that the job is, the more weight is put on your word. So to be fooled, to be duped, to be stumped, and to be used, not necessarily maliciously, or not maliciously, intentionally used, but we were part of the dissemination of misinformation, and that fucking irks me. And I can only blame myself. Because it was on us. It was on me to do the research. It was on me to look for things. It was on me, and I was too busy to do it properly. And that's on me.
You didn't,
and that's not an excuse. That's an L.
To reach out to Lonerbox or Pixie, and you guys went for the story anyway. How did you even get the draft? Was that from Aaron too?
Sorry, get the
draft of, like, Pixie's draft statement.
Yeah, I showed that in the DMs. Yeah.
So you guys have a draft from her. It seems like she's going to come out in some way, because she has a fucking written draft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just seems, it blows my mind, man. Like, you've been somebody where I've been told over and over again, nah, dude, Kmplxity is great. He does great videos.
Yes.
Takes a lot of care with them.
And you know what? This is the thing too. Like, I heard the same things about Kmplxity. I mean, freaking, again, like I've mentioned, there, Nicholas Diorio, Xylee, fucking, Chris the Narc, Chad Logic, fucking, there's a multitude of people who have come out and talked about both Beckett and President Sunday, and well, mostly Beckett, not President Sunday, but have all come out and said good things about these people, which is one of the reasons why, even though I don't really watch their stuff, I knew of them. So I figured that they were reliable, to say the least, right? And didn't know that there was this huge feud between Sunday and freaking Destiny that was then dripped into Kmplxity's video.
To me, I look at this and I'm like, I cannot believe, it just seems like such a selfish story.
Well, hold on. Let me be clear. I don't think selfish is that. I think I can take a lot of criticism. I think there are issues there. But I don't think selfish is fair.
In what way is that not selfish?
Well, because I didn't do this to get clout or money or like acclaim. I thought this was going to end my fucking channel. Sunday was going to release a video. I thought, I know Sunday, and I thought what needed to be done at the same time was painting a picture of what happened behind the scenes to explain why so many people had these DMs. What I needed was Sunday's DMs with Straighter Aid. I didn't expect this to be a video where I'd get like pats on the back.
Can you say again why you think it would damage you?
What, the video?
Yeah,
why would it damage you?
Because I recognized that once these were coming out, the people who were releasing them would get rightfully a fair amount of criticism for doing so.
Then why
but
would
I
you
also
release it?
Because, well, for some, I've said publicly as well.
Clicks.
If Sunday wasn't releasing his
clicks and wanted to be the first to do it, money. That's it. It's you wanted to look like the White Knight. You wanted to look like the hero. Here's what they wanted. They wanted the moment where they returned to the kingdom, beat up and tattered, and the entire nation just standing ovation. But that's not how it works. When you force a victim to be re-victimized and to be forced to speak about stuff that they would that they themselves don't even know how to fucking process yet, you are the villain. You are shamed, and you rightfully should be.
I wouldn't have released the same video. I probably wouldn't have acted in the same way. But
same, Willie.
Sunday
same.
looked at these are coming out. He wants to talk about it. Well, okay. It needs a companion piece.
So because he is jumping off of a bridge, you're doing it too, dude?
Yup.
Oh, man.
Well, like, and again, this is what I'm saying. It's, you know, something I expected to do damage to me. But also, what was the other option?
Not putting it out
about it?
No, the other
like,
option is to do what
hold
literally
on.
everybody else did, and you just wait, let everybody else shoot themselves in the foot if he's going to be reckless with the victim and her claims and hijack her story. Like, you realize she was talking to lawyers during this, and they're gathering information. Fucking crazy.
Listen, I'm on many levels. I'm with you. And I think one of my constant comments through this is, how does this reach me? I am like 5th person down the chain. How does this reach me with no one doing any of it?
But then, Cope, fucking Beckett, if you're the 5th person down this chain of information, what was it that made you think, oh, I know enough information to make a video? I should do it because person 1, 2, 3, and 4 they're not doing it, so I should do it. Why? Why? I could understand if you were 1st person, but 5th, self-admittedly a 5th, bro.
This makes me go like, how were you the person to feel like you should make that video?
Because I thought it was such a fucking mess that at least I could make an uneditorialized.
Yours, I don't think was as bad. But just the premise of this whole thing, when I talk to everybody, it's just...
I think it is a mess.
Beckett is the only person I talked to that acknowledged wrongdoing and said he would go about things differently in the future. Takeaway seems to be what I think is the most important thing, and that's that you have to reach out to Pixie. You got to make clear, or Lonerbox, and you got to make clear of like, hey, this is what I know. This is the story I'm thinking of running. I want to know like what's going on with this. Are you guys pursuing anything? And then they could go ahead and like give you the guidelines to it. Like, hey, look, we're talking legally. We'd rather this not come out.
Yep.
Yeah, like, again, I'm not defending every part of this, and I don't want to. I mean, this is how I started the call, right?
Which is more than any other person I talked to. He became very critical of himself, especially as things moved off the record. I respect him for that.
When I met you, I admit my first thought was a trick. You look so good, huh? I suck on your daddy's dick.
Every day that passes, the drama gets more hilarious. Destiny and Hassan are watching each other's content nukes while refusing to view their own. I get he's going through a legal case, but at some point he needs to address that video. During my off-the-record conversation,
was thinking about watching that too. We'll see. It's a long one. It's almost 2 hours.
Beckett, he asked me a pointed question. When would you associate with Destiny again? If he was part of some drama as a side character and I interviewed him, I would do it then, but I don't think I could just go hang on his podcast anymore. Destiny and I were not friends. However, I have a
guilty by association, bro. Don't be painted with the same brush.
Respect for him. He's the only major creator in the political space that I have covered that actually looks stuff up, reads first-hand information, and directly engages with his critics. That may seem like a low bar, but it's rare. He's somebody that has always demanded accountability from others, but right now when he's objectively in the wrong, he's not taking any of it. He's calling Nick a hypocrite for saying innocent until proven guilty with Ethan, but not treating himself that way. Nick then makes very clear, you shared Pixie's intimate videos with a random 19-year-old OnlyFans model, and then posted logs where you admitted to severely damaging her, and he links the messages of Destiny.
Yeah, because yes, Destiny, innocent until proven guilty, but you proved yourself guilty.
Just that. I'm the kind of person that could forgive anyone for about anything, but there needs to be remorse, and he's obviously not there yet. His
That's a dangerous thing, Willie.
Cover for him saying he is, but I don't see it. I don't see how anyone could take him.
But also just look at who is defending him. You got freaking bimbo airhead midriff on the left, and then you got dude looks like he scares pedophiles on the right. Okay, these are the people that are defending Destiny.
Cover for him saying he is, but I don't see it. I don't see how anyone could take him seriously until then. I also want to emphasize how good the video was by President Sunday's former editor Kilo. He actively tried to correct the record, and his video has very few views. He gave up money to try and do the right thing, and
might have to watch that.
I think that should be acknowledged. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel and shout out to
Willie Mac. That was a really good video. Jesus Christ. I don't really know what else to say, you guys. I really don't. I mean, it's crazy. Hopefully that nuke really does one on Destiny. Hopefully he does get sued for $1 million plus. Hopefully that this all results in his empire crumbling. I know that a lot of people don't want to hear that, but or think that that's too much or whatever. But you got to think about it like this: he again built his empire, built his network on the falsehood that he was a moral pillar when it came to feminism and the rights of women. Not just that, of course. Obviously, there was a lot of other stuff, politics and shit of that nature. But at the end of the day, he did build a good standing in that community of politics and moral aptitude due to this falsehood of being a good guy. I don't know, guys. I don't know. If you've already made it this far, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit the bell, hit the notification so that you guys know whenever something's coming up. I don't know, guys. Tell us what you think in the comments below. We've covered this a couple of videos now. I figured Willie Mac, it's been a minute since he's put something. I know he did that guy, the traveler, the fake vlogger and all that. He put that out, watched it, banger of the video. But I did see him criticizing H3 for his Hassan content nuke over the Galaxy leadership crew being released about a week ago. It is what it is. Good video. Shout out to Willie Mac. Fuck Destiny. Fuck Beckett. Fuck President Sunday. Fuck them all. Would you